Welcome back to the second unboxing in the mystery tackle box / fishing kit series. Today I have got the Panfish and Trout Pro series. I paid a lot of money for this, not a sponsor, so this is my honest review. I'm at my pond. I think it's maybe a little bit unfair at my pond because I know what the fish bite on here. So we might go to some other places with this kit and see how other places do using only what is in this mystery tackle box. So let's get it opened up and see what we've got. So this box is a lot larger than the normal ones that you would get from their subscription series. So obviously the Pro, which I think you can get the Pro as a subscription, but if you're balling on a budget, you're probably not getting the Pro. Open it up. It folds open so you can measure your tiny fish. I probably only need this first flap here, honestly. There's some stuff in there. Some eye hooks. That's literally what they're called. Eye hooks. Oh, eye hole. Public education, I can't read. Hey, I've actually been looking for some of these little paddle tail segmented tails like that. So natural color, that might be my go-to there. The good old Callens, little grubs, and they've got the, what is that? The Hateful Eight stagecoach driver balls on their tails. Some little red worms in some juice, marinating. It says they're good for trout, panfish, and walleye. Maybe we go to the big lake and try those out for walleye. Oh, here we go. Some little beaver tails, some little plastics. I love fishing with microplastics for panfish, flies, just little small stuff for panfish. I really like those. Some kind of creepy looking bug. Those might be a little bit big for my pond. A Helgramite, creepy looking bug. Those might be a little bit big for my pond, but some of the other places that we go, who knows, catch a bass or something in them. Some good old mustad long shank hooks. Those I use a lot. That's literally, I've got a fishing pole out here all the time now, and that is what's on there, is a long shank hook and a bobber. I don't know what is in this pack. They've covered up their packaging with a big old sticker. Oh, there you go. Little single kind of inline spinner thing that they got going on there. That might be kind of interesting. I've got a little rooster tail that I've thrown a little bit and had a little bit of success on that so far this year. A fry blister, that is what it is called. Just a little treble hook. It's pretty weighty, so I don't know if that's kind of like a vertical jigging presentation there, but that's going to be probably too big and aggressive for my pond currently, but I like that color. It's pretty realistic looking color. How to fish. Scan this doohickey with your phone's camera to get them. I probably won't do that. And a sticker. Okay. Let's start with something. I said I wanted to start with something. These things. Let's start with these little paddle tails and see if those work here. If those don't work, I might go with the worms. And we'll save these beaver tails for last because there's not really a good hook for those. So I might have to bring like a little tungsten jig. Those would be really good for ice fishing, these little red beaver tails. I've got my ultralight rod here with just some monofilament on it. I'm gonna go with a weightless look here. So I'm just throwing on one of those long shanked hooks. and one of these paddle tails. We're gonna try that out. I got here a little bit ago and my bass was actually swimming around, and he is maybe 12 inches. He's definitely put on some inches since I got him last time, and he was only 3 inches, so he is growing good. Here's one of these paddle tails. Segmented tail, but it's got a solid body there. So if you were throwing that on a jig, it's got a little meat to stick it into there, which my bluegill fry look pretty similar to this. So we might be able to catch one of the hybrid bluegill that are in here, or the bass. So that would be cool to finally catch that bass. Rigged up there, weightless. Let's go see if we can catch something with this. Fishing off the dock here. That cast out pretty decent. Good action. That tail really kicks. Got little lookers there. So far, the biggest hybrid that I've caught out of here has been like 8 inches. And it's a green sunfish, red ear maybe. So he's got a pretty big mouth. He could easily fit that lure in his mouth. And the bass is pretty shy though, so I don't know if he'll bite this or not. I'm going to take this off. I got a few chases. They're interested in it. I think it's just a little too big for them. So I am going to, Willow is running the camera currently. I'm gonna take this down. I might try to leave that meaty bit on there. So maybe just cutting that in half right there. Come here, Willow. You might get to see me swim after Willow today, so keep the camera rolling. All right. So that's a lot smaller presentation there. Fairly straight. Straight enough. No luck at the pond, so we're gonna go to another spot, and if we don't catch anything there, this might turn into a multiple day event. So we'll see you at the next pond. Day 2 at the pond. Didn't have any luck at the other spot. So I've got this, I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of got crawdad eyes. So just this little jig, it's got that little blade on there. A little bit smaller. So hopefully for these little bluegill that are in here, it'll work a little bit better for them. It's got some good action, but the bluegill are just not interested in it at all. Not even getting a chase by anything. The other lures that I was throwing the other day, some of the small ones were at least kind of chasing it. Some of the bigger ones are chasing it. This one has got nothing. It's pretty lightweight, so it sits high in the water, but it just doesn't have any weight, so I really can't even cast it out there very far. No luck with that little white jig, so I'm going to use those little beaver tails on just a hook with the bobber, give them a nice subtle presentation, and see if that does the trick. Last resort, one of the worms that came in the pack on a long-shanked cricket hook. If the bluegill don't bite this, we know what their grade of this box is. And to prove that there are fish in here and they're hungry, I am feeding them their favorite pellets. You can see them coming right up, eating pellets. So there are fish in here, they are eating, they are hungry, just not hungry for the old Mystery Tackle Box Pro kit. So let's go home. We'll review the box and I will give it my final grade. Let's get into this box. I'll go through everything, tell you what I think, and then give my final grade at the end. So for these little paddle tails, they had a really good action. It does not take much movement at all to get that tail to kick. Those are really good. I do like those. These worms, I think they could be good. They've got a lot of scent and juice in there, so I feel like they could be good. They just didn't work out for whatever reason. These would be really good for ice fishing. That little tail with just a little bit of movement would be really good for a finicky bite. I really figured the bluegill would bite on this at my pond, but I think that if they included like a little tungsten jig to hook on these, that would be a lot better than these long shanked hooks. Because obviously you can't hide that hook with this little plastic. So the fish were seeing the hook and not wanting to bite. This little minnow blister, fry blister is what it's called. I do like that. It looks good. I didn't use it in my pond or at the other pond because I know there's small fish and I knew they wouldn't be willing to bite that big of a lure. It's also pretty heavy. And being the finicky bite that it was, a fast moving bait is not going to be that enticing to bluegill. So I did a little research on these eye hole jig heads, and they're actually to hold the bait that crappie magnet makes. You put these little marshmallow type things in there into that eye hole so that it will hold on to the scent. Not included in the box. I think that to make these kits better, including everything that you would need or would go with lures would be good. Like if they put in, I know they make a smaller jar of these, like if they put in a smaller jar of these crappie bites with these jig heads, I think that would make a lot more sense and have more of a complete setup to fish. These Helgramite plastics, they look good. They're just way too big, and they're kind of overlap there, but way too big for my pond. But they do look good. I think if you had a clear water stream or lake where the fish were really finicky, those would be good. Those would be a good realistic representation of what's in the water. The old Callens, I'm sure there's been a lot of fish caught on Callens grubs. And honestly, I've caught a lot of fish on the old Callens grubs. It's even John Deere green. Look at that. They're just cheap plastics though. And they work, but they're cheap. And especially for the Pro kit, I would expect a little bit better quality than Callens. But not bad plastics by themselves. You can usually get them for like $1 at Walmart. So I forgot to mention my little blade bait that is still on my fishing pole, but I did like it. I think it's a good lure. It's a good quality lure, just not catching fish for whatever reason. But yeah, I think that is a good lure. Don't forget to take a kid fishing. Well, the fish obviously rated this kit as an F. They didn't bite on anything. I got a few nibbles, but no bites. Didn't catch any fish. I was going to give it a B just because overall it's some good stuff. It's some new, interesting stuff that I don't have. But not catching any fish, I don't know. In two ponds that are heavily stocked with bluegill that should be pretty hungry, I should have caught something. So I think I'm going to have to give it a C just because I didn't catch any fish. Don't forget to comment hat rack at the bottom to get entered to win this free hat and free hat rack. And we'll see you all next week.